Thanks everybody for joining today. I really quickly wanted to go through in a little bit deeper format the topics that we're going to be covering in the Dynamics 365 for Finance and Operations Administration and the Developer Overview class as part of the Summit Academy course. My name is Alex Meyer. I work as a principal software engineer for a company called Delinea, and I'm going to be co-presenting this course along with my guest here today, Peter Raymer. Peter, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and the topics you're looking to cover?
Sure. My name's Peter Raymer. I'm a Microsoft MVP. I'm really excited about this Community Summit Academy course. I think it'll be a great course for everyone, people who want to know a little bit deeper around the administration and other pieces of D365, as well as maybe some people who are a little bit more technical and want to learn something new. So some of the topics we're going to cover are around development options, so cloud-hosted environments, local VHDs, as well as the unified development experience. I know there's a lot of people with questions around that, so excited to cover those topics. We're also going to go into some X++ development, cover some of the basics around the application object tree, X++ queries, creating some objects, including forms and tables. Again, I think this is going to be great for both beginners as well as people with some experience as well. We're going to cover debugging X++, give you a chance to really solve where those error messages are coming from. We're going to cover some of the coding methodologies of extensions versus overlayering, chain of command, event handlers, as well as some calling.NET code and RunAsPermissions. And now, Alex, I'll turn it back over to you to cover a few more topics.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. Some of those topics you're looking to cover are very core pieces if you're a X++ developer or trying to extend the application. So lots of great content there. Some of the topics I'm looking to cover as part of this course is looking at the maintenance of your code, right? So looking at the application lifecycle management, the ALM process, right? What does that look like as far as how do you make sure that your code is safe, right? Once you actually develop it. So we're going to be looking at the difference between like Team Foundation Services or TFS and Git. How do you set each of those different methodologies up? And then how can you set up your Azure DevOps pipeline, your build pipelines behind that, right? So really looking at taking that full circle and really looking at your continuous integration, continuous deployment of your CI/CD of your code that you're developing. And then, once you have that code, right, how do you actually get it into your F&O environment, right? So looking at how do we install this? You install your deployable packages, whether that's through the LCS, which is kind of going away a little bit, but we're still going to cover that, or command line. And then how do you connect to source control? And then we're really going to start looking at, doing basic administration. So things like creating a user and assigning security. And then we're going to take a little bit deeper dive into security and licensing from that perspective as well, and really look at how do you set that up? What are the options for that as well? And then finally, we're going to round this out with some tips and tricks. So Peter and I have been doing this for quite a while. So we're each going to have a little bit of input here as far as what do we find useful in our day-to-day lives. So looking at things like, running custom X++ from the UI, or how do we use the table browser, or, other other tools like the admin toolkit, right, that I help lead. And I know, Peter, you have some as well that you wanted to cover in this topic.
Yeah, we can cover some of the batch job forms. How do you do that batch job management that comes up very frequently, as well as give you a really fast view of the SSRS reports. Again, I think this will be an awesome session at the end here where people can bring your own questions. I think this course overall is going to contain so much valuable information that we've condensed down for you. I know you will learn something new, so I really invite you to sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Peter. Really looking forward to making sure that everyone that's joining brings their questions, right? This is going to be very interactive. Peter and I love to really do deep dives into those types of questions. One last plug I'll put in here is there's also CPE credit involved. So if you're looking for that, that's something else to take into account. Peter and I are very excited about this course, and we can't wait to see you all at Summit Academy.